So our first leg day session really, our first set is tempo squats. Tempo squats are basically squats, but because we don't have weights, we're doing it nice and slowly, so you're controlling the movement a lot more, which puts a lot more focus on your quads. And tempo lunges, okay, you're going to do these two exercises as a superset. So you do your squats, no break, or as little break as possible, and then you're straight into your lunges. Once you've got the two of them done, you get a 60-second recovery, and then you got to do 3 or 4 sets, depending on how strong you are or how fit you are. If you're kind of a newbie, 3 sets is loads. If you're someone who's been in the gym for quite a while, then 4 sets is probably what you're looking at. So our tempo squats are basically the same setup as we would normally. Try to have the toes pointing forward if you can do. We don't want them mad wide. So shoulder width apart. Drop down at your squat, and try to keep your knees out, so we don't want your knees collapsing in. So it should look something like this as you're dropping down, and then your tempo is basically just your time. So we're doing a tempo of 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. So it should look like 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. No break at the top. 3, 2, 1, up, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, up, 2, 3, and it's really important that you control those tempos. So going really quick is not the emphasis here, it's not the idea. Going nice and slow is going to make this way harder for you. You got 12 reps of your tempo squats, no recovery, and then you're straight into your lunges. So split your base, do one leg at a time, and it's 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. So you can somebody bend both knees at the same time. So it's 1, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2. Try to get your full foot on the floor as you're doing it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, 8 in this leg. Swap it over, and then 1, 2, up, 2, 1, 2, up, 2, and you get 8 again. So keeping your tempos nice and controlled is the key here. If you have a weight at home, you can incorporate it. Just hold a kettlebell or dumbbell or whatever you have in your hands. Doesn't matter how heavy or how light it is. Don't go too heavy, obviously. But if you have something small at home, you can incorporate here. It will help. Doing the tempos here is what's going to make this really work. That's what's going to make it really difficult. So you would take your 60-second recovery after your set 1, and you would do your 3 or 4 sets. Once you've got your 4 sets done, you can forget about your squats and your lunges, and we're moving on to our heel elevated squat and our single leg RDLs. So we have loads of stuff like this in the gym for popping on the floor, and all you're going to do is try and lift the heels off the ground. Okay? If you're at home, obviously you won't have dumbbells in place like this, a book, a step, find something. You can even get like a towel, double it over. All you're trying to do is get your heels as high up into the air as you can. Okay? This puts a lot more emphasis onto our quads. Okay? Try to keep them nice and close together as well. Okay? So we want it to be a narrow stance. So really narrow stance. Right to the left actually. So really narrow stance, toes forward. Again, don't let them point out, try to keep them forward. Tummy tight, and we're dropping down and driving it back up. This will allow you to get lower. So try and get as low as you can throughout these guys. And our tempo here is 2 and 2. So a little bit slower, or a little bit quicker. You don't have to go quite as slow. So 1, 2, 1, 2. But again, just make sure that you're not bouncing out of it. You want to be able to control it. Okay, so you got 12 of those guys. And then you're into your single leg RDL, or SL RDL is what it might be up at. On the app. Okay, what that is we're stood on one foot, so I'm going to stand on my right foot. My left leg is then going to go out behind me, try to reach back as far as I can, lean right over, so I'm stretching my hamstring here, come back and squeeze my bum at the top. Okay, this is not an RDL, I'm only leaning over here. You've got to get yourself right over into that T-shaped position, back in and squeeze again. Okay, so you should be stretching that leg that's on the ground, the back of the hamstring. Is what we're targeting here. Just be careful as you're doing it, don't let your knee fall in this way. This is really good stuff to practice at home, ankle and knee stability. So you should all be pointing forward as you're doing your RDL. Come back up, it's all pointing in a straight line. You want 8 on each leg of your single leg RDLs. Don't worry too much about the tempo with the RDLs, just don't go too fast. It should look pretty slow and back through. So I'm not going 1 and 1, but I'm not going 3 and 3 either. Okay, if you like, you can use it with the hand. Try and keep it guided, but you're still looking for that nice straight posture. Again, you want your 12 of your narrow stance, heel elevated squats, and then 8 on each leg of your single leg RDLs. You would take your 60 seconds then after you've done your 2 exercises, and you would do your 3 sets. If you're really strong at it, you can go into before. Again, if you have a weight at home you want to incorporate it, you can do. How would you do incorporate the weight? So a little 5 kilo plate here. If I'm standing on my right foot, I would hold the dumbbell, kettlebell, plate, whatever it is you have, in the opposite hand to the foot you're standing on. Okay, so my right foot is on the floor, the dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever it is in my left hand. For the same, for the little bit of squat, just hold it like a goblet style in front of you. Okay, set 3 then, so hopefully the legs will be pretty toasty by the time you get to set 3. Set 3 is just all body weights again. There's 2 movements in here that are tricky enough. So your first one is a single leg hip thruster. So you got to get down onto the floor, get up your mat or a towel or whatever. Pop one leg up into the air, do it this way just so you can see it. The other foot, try to keep it on the floor. If you like, you can lift the toes. It gets a little bit more emphasis through the top of your glute. Squeeze the tummy, keep your head on the floor, drive the hips up into the air, and back down. Okay? Drive it up and back down. You will notice if you keep 2 feet on the floor, you'll get your hips an awful lot higher. Because you don't have weight, it might be too easy. If it's too difficult doing the single leg ones, just do double leg. Okay? If you don't have weight at home, doing the single leg ones will make it a little bit more difficult. So you're looking for 8 in each leg of your single legs. If you have weight or if it's too difficult, you can do 12 of your double legs. Okay, that's exercise 1 of this one. This is not a superset, this is the tricep. So you've got 3 exercises in a row here. So that's exercise 1. Exercise 3 is a side lunge. Okay, so just stand to the side so you can see me. Toes are pointing forward. I'm going to step to the side. That knee that you step out with, you can point it outwards just a little bit. So if you have it pointed forward and you drive your knee this way and your toe that way, you're going to end up with sore knees. So knee and toe in the same direction, let your hips drift out behind you and step back to the beginning. Okay, if it's too difficult to step back to the beginning, you can just stay in this position. So lunge down, come back up, lunge down, come back up. If you're very strong, you can come back with it. I'll show you that from the side angle. So I'm going to step out, knee and toe are in the same direction. It's a hip hinge, so my hips are going backwards. Drop them down as low as you can and drive them back through. Okay, if I show you from the other side, step, lunge, drive it back through. Okay, and then your third exercise here, so you're going to get 8 on each side of those side lunges. So we will go 8 to the right, 6, 7, 8, and then we will swap over and we will get 8 to the left. This is quite severe in your groin, so if you have had a groin injury before, be careful with it. Don't take as big a step if you do have tightness in there. And then your third one is just a simple plank. 45-second hold in this position. You can do it from your hands or you can do it from your knees. Get 45 seconds of your plank. The key here is that when you're finished your 45-second plank, there's no break. So you're going to go single leg hip thruster on both legs, straight into your side lunges, 8 of them on each leg, straight into your plank for 45 seconds. And when you're finished your plank, you're finished the tricep or the 3 exercises, you're going to go straight back into exercise 1. So you don't take a break at all here. There's no rest. So it's 1, 2, 3, bang, back into 1, 2, 3, bang, back into 1, 2, 3. Get your 3 sets. If you need to, get 4, do 4. Enjoy.